Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've got my jingle bell earrings in once again because today is Orthodox Christmas Eve, or as I like to think of it, Christmas 2.0. I grew up celebrating Christmas on both the 25th of December, like most of the Western world, and also in early January, which is when Christmas falls on the Orthodox calendar. I'm half Ethiopian, my dad is from Ethiopia, and he was raised in the Orthodox Church back in his home country. So to celebrate that half of my heritage, I thought it'd be really fun to make some Ethiopian food. I also have a couple of items I want to show you that my dad brought back from his recent trip to Ethiopia. He actually gifted them to me on December 25th, so the Western Christmas, and they happen to work perfectly for this episode, so stick around and you'll see them shortly. This Sherat is pretty similar to the one I featured on my channel previously, and I've linked the recipe that I'm adapting here down below for you to check out. Let's first go through the 8 lovely ingredients going into this Sherat one by one super quickly. First up, there's 1 cup of this store-bought Shero powder. If you're not able to find store-bought Shero powder in your local area, then definitely check out the recipe I've linked below. It tells you all the ingredients you'll need to make Shero powder right at home. There's also 1 large yellow onion, which I'll be chopping into small pieces, 3 cloves from this garlic bulb, which I'll also be chopping, 1 tablespoon of this Berbere spice. This is a signature of Ethiopian food. It's a spice blend. I've never made it myself, so this is also a store-bought item. 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/3 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil, and finally 3 cups of filtered water. Now let's go through the 5 steps of the recipe. For step number 1, I'll prep the veggies by chopping the yellow onion and the 3 cloves of garlic. For step number 2, I'll saute the chopped yellow onion in the 1/3 cup of extra virgin olive oil over in my skillet. That's all ready to go on my stovetop. For step number 3, I'll stir in the 3 chopped cloves of garlic and the 1 tablespoon of tomato paste and let that mixture saute for 2 additional minutes. For step number 4, I'll add the remaining ingredients into the saute pan, so that'll be the 1 cup of Shero powder, the 1 tablespoon of Berbere spice, 1 teaspoon of salt, and the 3 cups of water. I'll mix everything together, bring the Sherat up to a boil, and then reduce it to low heat and let it simmer for half an hour. And I'll be sure to stir the Sherat every 5 minutes so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the saute pan. And then for step number 5, the last step of the recipe, I'll dish up the Sherat on some Injera bread. For those of you who don't know, Injera is the traditional flatbread that you eat Ethiopian food with. I made a point of grabbing 100% teff Injera. Teff is this superfood. I love it so much. The flavor, the nutrients, the color. I think 100% teff is the best way to eat it because that's the way it's traditionally made. Now that we've covered all the ingredients and recipe steps for the Sherat, let's get started with chopping up the onion and the garlic cloves. The beautiful Sherat is all done. I'll give you a close-up of what it looks like. My mom jokingly calls Sherat baby food because it does have this creamy consistency. The key with Sherat is to let it simmer and thicken enough so that you actually can pick it up with the Injera flatbread. Speaking of which, I went to Lulu's Ethio Vegan Cuisine right here in Minneapolis. I couldn't ask for anything better, and that's where I got this 100% teff Injera. I may or may not have been snacking on this today. I got home and I was so hungry. I made a short actually earlier. No, it's not even this year because now it's 2025. But last year I posted a short, I'll link it right here, asking people whether Injera qualifies as a snack. Injera is very spongy. It has these holes in it. Ethiopians refer to them as eyes. Since teff doesn't contain gluten and this Injera is made with 100% teff, it does come apart quite easily. If you want Injera that sticks together and is a bit stretchy stretchier than teff injera, I would recommend going with injera made with wheat flour or barley or any grain that does contain gluten. I'm gonna pop this in my microwave for probably 10 seconds, 15 seconds. This kind of food makes it so delightful and so easy to be vegan because you're not worrying about being protein deficient and not having to eat like less than delicious food. Here it is, all plated up, looking beautiful. First bite. So good. Never disappoints. I'm really glad I added that 1 tablespoon of Burberry. I was worried it might be a little overly spiced because I'm sure there was some Burberry in the pre-made Sherat powder mix, but the level in here I love. So this is how you traditionally eat your food at an Ethiopian restaurant, or if you went to Ethiopia and were eating a meal at someone's house. It is kind of fun to eat with your hands. I'm pretty full right now, so I'm gonna set this off to the side and show you the 2 lovely items that my dad brought back with him from Ethiopia. He actually got me and my sister Rachie identical gifts. So we each got one of these bowls, and then there's also this cloth table runner, just to give you a sense of the traditional art style in Ethiopia. I mean, this has been their folk art, I would call it, for so many centuries. And this table runner has the tricolor that you see on the Ethiopian flag. I didn't realize it was quite this big, but you could put this on a very large banquet table. I would guess it's maybe 2.5 or 3 feet on this end right here, and then, God, who knows, 6 to 8 feet long, you know, this direction. And this smells incredible. It smells like perfumes. I don't know where exactly he got it. It's so fragrant. I don't want the scent to go away. That's everything I have to share with you for this Orthodox Christmas episode. I hope you found it interesting, entertaining, maybe learned about injera bread or what Sherat is. If you liked the Sherat recipe you saw here and want to check out other Ethiopian dishes, I've linked a couple more for you at the end of this video. They're both lentil dishes, so like this, they're packed with plant-based protein. One of them is spicy red lentils called Sherat, and the other one is chickpea, which is mild yellow lentils. For those of you watching who celebrate Orthodox Christmas, I hope you have a lovely holiday, and for everyone watching, take care, my lovely foodies, eat well, and I'll see you in the next episode on this channel. Bye!